bitches shaking the table.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Shaking the Table. I missed you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Today is a really interesting episode because it all started with a DM. So I have my friend John here with me. We're going to be talking about the friend zone. And I know there's some of you out here that have been wanting me to talk about this topic. I've been getting hella DMs like, Lo, when are you going to talk about being in the friend zone and how you got out of the friend zone and yada, yada, yada. And so today we're going to do that. And I could not find a better person to do this than my best friend. Hi, John.
Hey, what's up, Lauren?
That was so awkward.
Well,
okay.
I'm just an awkward person. So, but yes, we're best friends. Sometimes we're not friends. It depends on the week.
Okay.
I guess.
All right.
According to you.
Don't tell it, people.
Okay.
Don't tell it to people. Right. That's not true, John. We are friends.
Okay.
We've been friends since 2013.
13.
Yo, deadass!
Yeah. Freshman move-in.
Goodness wow. God. The ghetto. So we are just going to go over all topics. We're going to define like what it means to be in the friend zone, like what's the difference between friend zoning and like platonic friendships. Have we ever been friend zoned? We're going to probably share some stories. I know John got some stories.
I got some stories.
He tried to act like
got some stories.
And then we're going to talk about like what are some ways or I guess some advice and tips for people who are in the friend zone to get out. And so I know y'all waiting for that part. So let's just get right into it. So, John, in your terms, like, what is the friend zone?
To me, I would say the friend zone is, I don't want to say that zone, but basically just that area, like, you have a friend and basically you want more. So, I guess in my case, like, a person, like, you think is attractive, you think you would really mesh well with them, and being more than friends, doing, I guess, sexual things, all that, whatever. But unfortunately, they only see you in a platonic light.
Boom.
Yeah.
Speaking of a platonic light, I feel like a lot of people confuse the two, like friend zone and platonic friendships, because a lot of people, like, I don't know, I just feel like we're kind of entitled to, like, these kinds of situations. Like, if someone is of the opposite sex or whatever gender you're attracted to, if someone of that identity is not interested in you romantically, it's like a lot of people are just like, I'm doing away with it. Like, I don't need friends. Like, I don't want male friends at this age, yada, yada, yada. But I think platonic friendships are so important.
And I mean, they are. They really are. Like, I mean, I have, a handful of women that I consider, great platonic friends, you included. But I mean, I'm one of those people in this, I mean, might be a hot take. I don't believe that guys and girls can be just friends. Like,
John.
just friends, and they're like best friends. Like, you're texting every day, you're hanging out one-on-one, and it's just platonic. Like, you know what I mean?
What? No, I don't. Yo, we're literally hanging out right now.
We are. But the thing is, like, you and I, like, not saying if we did it'd be different, but like, you and I aren't texting every day. We're not like, oh, every weekend one-on-one, like, let's go do this, like, let's go do that. Like, at that point, it's like, you might as well be in a relationship with that person, which is why, again, I feel like men and women cannot be just friends and be platonic friends. Best friends. I'm sorry. Best friends. That's the difference. Friends, yes, but like best friends, if you're talking to somebody of the opposite sex every day, like hanging out with them every weekend, or, it's just somebody's going to fall for somebody. I don't know who, but it ain't me. So
I don't know, because I feel like in that instance, like, you can still, I have so many platonic friendships, unless they not telling me something, like, so many other platonic friendships that, like, I talk to all the time, like, outside of group chat.
Right.
And there's, like, we just cooling. Like, there's nothing, like, there are people that I've known since I was a kid that I'm, like, cool with that I just don't see.
Right. And, I mean, that can be an exception, because, I mean, there's no woman that I talk to like every day or whatever that I consider like just a platonic friend, whatever. But like, it is different when like you've known that person like since they've been younger, like, cause you really like seen them when they were like, a child, but nobody was thinking of, the same things we're thinking of at, in our early 20s. So
that's true. Okay. Well,
again, hot take, but it's
cold
just
take, lukewarm at best. No, like, and going back to the whole thing, like for platonic friendships, I just like those better because I feel like with the friend zone, it implies that like someone doesn't want to be there, and so it's just like an uncomfortable, like awkward situation. It's also a really weird term too, because like I feel like some people see the friend zone as like the purgatory, right? Like you're not in heaven, you're not in hell,
right? You're
just like there, and that makes it weird for me.
It's a terrible place to be. It's weird because it's just like you know, again, from a guy's perspective that's been in the friend zone, it's like, oh, I'm here because I like her, but I'd rather talk to her as a friend than not talk to her at all because she's going to be scared away by me liking her.
Which is like mad weird. So I feel like we need to get into that. Okay. So we said obviously we both like may have been in the friend zone. I feel like I'm always in the friend zone.
Oh, that's my life. Yeah.
And for me, it's just like, if I find that I'm in the friend zone, that I'm just not going to try. Like, I know, but some people are like, well, let me lurk in the shadows. Let me wait. Let me give it some time. Me, I'm just like, I'm going to dip. It was fun, but talk to you later.
Right. But some people can find that to be shallow, though. Like,
what do you mean?
It's shallow in the sense where it's like, okay, I find so-and-so attractive, right? Mm-hmm. I get her number, whatever, start texting, obviously like some just light flirting, whatever. And then she's just like, John, you know, I don't like you like that. But you're a really good friend. Like, I really like talking to you, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then if I say, oh, well, actually, I'm a dip, then it's just like, I don't know. It feels like that's kind of shallow because it's like, you know, I only like am trying to talk to you because, you know.
But I mean, I don't know,
because then she'd be like, oh, so like you don't want to like just even communicate, so I'm not enough like just to communicate. Like all you want is just, you know.
Well, I don't know, because my thing is like, if someone is just like chilling in the cut, like just waiting around for their opportunity, to me that's mad weird. Like, I would rather just dip, and then like if you decide at some point you want to be attracted to me again, and then you want to try again with me, that's cool. You can come back out the cut and slide in my DMs. Cool. If I'm available and if I'm open to that. But I don't feel comfortable like knowing that someone that I'm friends with is like chilling and waiting for like my next man to screw up, or I don't know. It's
I mean, I'm not trying to hip anybody to the game, but there's always a nigga waiting. Like, and the thing is, like, I get that, but in the friend zone, again, somebody that's been friend zone, you're not acting on it every day.
That's true.
You're probably, you know, taking another shot, like maybe once a month. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's quick for some people out there. Maybe I'm just thirsty. Yeah, maybe I'm just thirsty. If it's...
No, you can come back around like every couple of months and check.
Exactly.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
But okay, so but the thing is, like, I wanted to address this too because I was talking to other people about this.
Okay.
They say that women can't be in the friend zone, and I completely disagree. I think that women can be friend zoned. Men may be like, you know what, she's attractive, I'm going to sleep with her anyway, but right. I don't want anything from her. You're still friend zone, sis. Like, either, regardless of what happened, whether they're like friends with benefits or whatever, you're still a friend, something else. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. What you're saying makes sense, but at the same time, I guess women can't be in the friend zone. Like, I mean, I feel like I have, it's on rare occasion, have like friend zoned somebody, you know, but it might just because, you know, I'm talking to somebody or in a relationship, whatever. But the thing is, like, if you're friends with a guy, like, I think you can think of any guy, maybe not like someone you like talk to every day, whatever, y'all are really close, but there's like, I'll say this, 98% of your male friends would have sex with you. And that's where I think people get that girls can't be friend zoned from. And I get what you're saying. Like, if we're just, you know, friends with benefits, then we're friends. Like, I'm not whatever. But yeah, like, guys, like, you know, it's usually the girl that's like, oh, like, I don't want to like pursue anything sexually. But if it's like you offer that to a friend, most of your male friends will say, oh yeah, I'm down. Like, cool. Like, yeah. Sure, of course.
But no, I literally feel like,
which goes back to a nigga is always waiting.
No, facts, deadass. But like, no, I feel like I've been friend zoned. Like, some of my friends have been friend zoned. Right. Like, guys have flat out. But like I said, men don't like flat out reject women anymore. They just like ghost you, or they do like a whole bunch of stuff to make you like never want to talk to them again. Mm-hmm. But I feel like no one has outright been like, yo, I'm friend zoning you, or like, we're just friends, or like, you know, but they say little things like, hey, best friend, or like, you know, make a comment like that. And you're just like, hold on, now I'm your best friend? Because you were saying other things last week, you know, but I do feel like women can be friend zoned, and like not enough people are talking about it.
And they can. And like I said, I mean, just going back to personal experience, like, you know, again, last person, you know, I friend zone, like, it's just, did it, and then again, it's just like we don't really text. She doesn't like obviously text me with the same
Yeah, she
enthusiasm,
like, bye.
right? Enthusiasm or, whatever, like, the frequency that she did. So, I mean, I get that, but it's just like, yeah, I just feel like everybody out there has been friend zoned one way or another. And, it's just, it's a sad thing. It's a bad feeling.
It's an evil world.
It's an evil world we live in.
So, okay, going back to like putting people in the friend zone, what are some qualities that you think put someone in your friend zone?
Oh, it's only one.
What?
It's definitely only one.
What?
Attractiveness.
Really?
Attractiveness. All right. It may be more than one, but
yeah.
99% of the
I agree.
time.
99.
Sorry, I know I'm throwing 98, 99%, whatever.
He's
but
a numbers guy, ladies.
right. These are facts, but 99% of the time, you are putting them in the friend zone because you're fine with having somebody to text, talk to, hang out with, to go somewhere if you need somebody, whatever. But they're not cute, or they're cute, but they're just like it is.
Well, that's that 1%. Like 99% is the attractive. The 1% is like they're annoying, they're clingy.
Yeah. They have
like,
a bad laugh, or
they're pressy, or like they're just like super religious, and you're not religious. Like it can be so many things in that 1% that just make you be like, no. But I will be honest and say, like, it is shallow as hell, but 99% of that is attractiveness.
And people say it's shallow, but at the same time, I feel like it's not, because I mean, I have a friend of mine, like, she's a woman, and like, I mean, she has a point where like you shouldn't settle on like attractiveness. Like, if you're not attracted to somebody, then you should never try to like force that, like, no matter how, like,
I agree.
yeah. So I mean, it makes sense in that sense, but like, so yes, it's somewhat shallow, but I mean, it also makes sense. Like, if you're just like, hey, flat out, like, you're just like, I don't want to say not my type, but like, not attractive to me, like, physically, then yeah, of course, like, I'm not like going to be all in.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. And I think that a lot of people are like afraid to say that because that's such a harsh truth. If someone was straight up to be like, you're not my type, I'm like, okay.
Right.
Fine.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
what am I going to do? Like, cry?
And it's
turn into Kim K overnight? Like,
right. And I mean, it's fortunate enough for me because apparently, like, 2019 going into 2020, like, medium ugly is in now. So
John,
apparently,
no, shut up, please.
So apparently.
No, like, I friend zone people for so many things. Like, I friend zone someone because they were too nice, which is like so fucked up. And you probably knew who I'm talking about, but like, they're just too nice, and it just is like, it gets boring. But why are you laughing? Or like, I mean, there's so many things. There's that. There's like the boring factor, which John thinks that I'm shallow for saying this, but like some people just aren't excited.
Some people can't hold a conversation.
They can't.
I mean, you have to know how to text in 2019. You have to know how to.
And in person, it has to translate well too.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you
definitely.
You can't be a fabulous texter and like be on it, and have the memes, the jokes, the videos, all of that, and then in person just be flat.
Right.
That's a reason to friend zone somebody. Attractiveness, obviously. Like, if I find out that you were like messing with one of my friends, I would friend zone you because that's awkward for me. Like,
right.
Especially if it's somebody that's like in my close circle. If it's a friend of a friend, okay, we're gonna have to revisit it. But like,
right.
Or if that was somebody that you dated for like 3 years, and I just like, that's weird. Okay, I'm not.
Yeah, nobody, because then as soon as it gets like more, then it's just like, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So there's so many things that like would put somebody into that 1% of like, I just can't do it.
But I feel like the times that I've friend zoned someone, it's been before like going out. I feel like most guys can relate to, they've friend zoned a woman just like off of, physical attractiveness. Not because, oh yeah, we hung out and she's crazy. Or
yeah.
We hung out and she just, is boring. Like, you know what I mean? It kind of like, you let her know what it was before anything went further.
Yeah, I agree. And so, okay, well, this is kind of turning around on us. Like, what are some qualities about you that you think would like cause other people to friend zone you?
Oh man, self-reflection. I don't know. I mean, I'm not the cutest teddy bear in the pile, but I think, I mean, again, I like to think that medium ugly is in. I personally, I feel like I have You know, I'm not trying to, you know, call out the young women in our society today, but, you know.
Don't blow me, please.
I'm not trying to, but, you know, I feel like, you know, the bad boy is in, especially if, you know, she's under 25.
Here we go.
Everybody that knows me has known that's been, you know, my hypothesis for years now. And, you know,
John.
every day it gets proven, but.
By the way, this theory is stupid. So he's basically saying that, I mean, in some cases it's true, yes. Okay.
99%.
Whatever. Here you go with the numbers. But basically he's saying that, like, women are only attracted to, like, the bad boy types. Like, they don't like nice guys. And I told you how I feel about the whole nice guy comment.
Can I just say, like, you know, attract to the bad, like, you know, he has to sell drugs. He can't go to church. He has to love his mom, but, you know, also, like, can't live with his mom and, you know.
You're making this
has to have a job that, you know, doesn't have taxes taken out of, you know, his
like
income.
High school stuff. This is high school stuff, John. This is like
what high school was you running in?
No, this is like dumb. No, seriously, like that doesn't even make sense. I just don't refer to yourself as a nice guy, because if you have to tell people you're nice, then you're probably not really.
No,
nice.
I mean I don't like tell like people, oh, by the way, I'm a nice guy. You know, like that Twitter meme with the little 10 punches, like I'm a nice guy. I'm
Michael Jackson Thriller meme. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, the biggest thing is probably attractiveness. But I mean, that's kind of a cop out because that's like kind of the number one reason. But maybe, I mean, also, with me, I mean, people might find, you know, my life kind of boring. I don't know.
Your life is hella boring.
Just kind of, you know,
John does the same thing every day, bro.
I'm a chill person. If somebody had a hit out on me like for a week, like it would be so easy to find. I do the same thing at the same time every week. I like, you know, the music and the TV shows and like just topics I'm into really don't resonate across my demographic for age and race mostly. So, I mean, it's different. And also, I mean, I'm very corny when it comes to humor. So I would say that.
But that shit is funny because it's like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. But it's like, I'm just going from, you know, just random person I meet or whatever's perspective. Like if I just start texting them, I'm just like, you know, start talking, I don't know, about classic rock, then it's just like, all right, bye.
No,
so,
I don't.
We'll see. I mean, what would you say yours?
If somebody's into that, then they're into it. For me, I just feel like my personality is too abrasive. It's like, it's a lot. Like, you're great. When you first meet me, I'm either like real quiet because I'm still observing, or I'm just like out there. But I always have marketed myself as what you see is what you get type person.
Okay.
So it's not like anybody can meet me and be like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Like, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get the jokes. You're going to get I'm going to call you out on your shit. And most men hate that. Okay. Because they want to be toxic.
And short. They want to be short on social media. No.
Shut up. And they want to, like, you know, they don't want somebody that's going to, like, be as aggressive as them and like challenge them, which is fine. I don't really care.
Right, you're not here to like stroke anybody's ego.
Another thing, men are not used to funny women. I'm trying to tell you, like they're used to women that don't like. Men be trying to challenge me with jokes, and it's like, bro, we can go joke for joke. Okay,
99% of women aren't funny, but
and that's the same thing. I don't think men are funny. I think that they try to be funnier than me, and it's like, when they realize that they're gonna lose, they friend zone me because it's like I'm one of the guys. I'm not going to be all in your face 24/7. Like, oh my god, how are you? Hope you had good. Because I don't give a damn how your day was. I don't care. Like,
okay.
I'm not gonna be like sending you cute emojis. I'm not gonna text you all the time. Like,
and that can be off-putting for some.
Yeah, because they're like, why is she not into me? And it's just like, no, I'm into myself. I'm working. I'm minding my business. And they're just like,
I can respect it. I
literally act like someone's little brother. So it is what it is, bro. I'm not crying. It doesn't bother me.
So would you say that most, like, when you've been friend zoned, guys friend zone you pre-going out in person, like on a date, or post? Like,
I don't know. I would say it's a mixture of both, because like I have gone on dates with people and then I could just tell that they just like weren't interested because like either I came on too strong or like they just didn't find the shit that I said funny, which is
or you ordered the most expensive thing on the menu.
No, I would never. Okay. Or it's just like a hit or miss type. But that's with anything. Like if you're throwing darts at a board, you're gonna miss.
Right.
So it's like that doesn't bother me, but it's like when you take steps to actually get to know me and like you've known me for a while and you know that this is who I am and you try to change that. then that sometimes puts me in the friend zone because it's like, okay, well, I can't change her. This is too much for me. I'm good, you know?
Right.
But no one has outright, like I said before, like straight up been like, you're in the friend zone. It's just, I could tell. Because I know the signs of what I do to put people in the friend zone without hurting their feelings.
Right.
So I know immediately when it's, because I'm that self-aware. Like, you can tell if somebody's texting you, like, hella slow, if they're, like, talking about other, like, women to you, like, obviously.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Or they're like, friend, or they're not trying to hang out
buddy.
with you. Yeah. Pal.
I would say, my go-to is buddy. Like, you gotta.
Yeah, it's just the way that you text somebody that you're attracted to is just, like, so much different than someone that you're just like, that's my friend.
Right.
Or pay attention to how people introduce you to.
Can
Like,
you give an example?
If I'm like, this is my best friend John, this is my friend John, whatever, versus this is John.
Oh, yeah. It's like the family. You know, you can't call somebody girlfriend or boyfriend in front of your family. You got to say my friend. Like,
yeah. Like, if I was in a group of guys and I was introducing you, I'd be like, oh, this is my friend John.
Right.
I don't want them to think, you know.
And, you know, the birthday social media post, you got to put the friend.
It's clear based on the post and, like, me and my bonnet and us hanging out. And it was obviously, like, a friend vibe. Like,
I see. I mean, there are a lot of people that think, like, that my best female friend, like, whenever I, like, post.
People think that we are, like, doing stuff. And I'm just
like. It's one of those, and it's like you feel like you shouldn't have to post like, oh, my best friend and all this, because it's just like, you know what it is, and like literally people that know you should know who this person is.
But sometimes you just.
But it's always that random, you know, somebody that's like trying to shoot their shot. That's always like.
And they get discouraged but that's the thing. Like some guys, I look on their page and I keep seeing some girls, and I'm just like, ooh, like is this their like home girl? Like you just got to ask around because you never know.
Yeah.
Like they could just be friendly.
Right.
So okay, next question on here, which is really interesting, is like, how do you go about? We need to get down to specifics.
Okay.
How do you tell someone that you just want to be friends and you don't want to hurt their feelings?
So, I mean, I kind of touched on it a little bit before, but my go-to is buddy. Like,
But that's not direct.
No, it is because, like you'll randomly be texting, and then sometimes I'll just be like, oh yeah, like. I can't even think of an example, but anyway, I'll start addressing them as buddy, but not every text because that's just weird. Secondly, just because, like, again, my kind of passive behavior, whatever attitude, you know, I'll be like, oh, so like, what are you trying to do, like, with this, like, with us chatting, especially if I.
Oh,
like,
what are we? Oh shit!
No.
What are we?
It's kind of the like, you know, because if she's asking like, you know, to hang out or like, oh, I heard this is happening, or oh, are you going to this? I'm going to, and it's just like you can like just tell. You'd be like, so like, what do you want from this? Like, you know what I mean? And I get it. That's
not even passive. That's like mad direct.
Right, I know. So maybe, but the thing is, I'm asking that maybe after like 2 weeks of texting.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's different.
Yeah, like I'm asking this like when I'm like 100% sure, like so. But then there's other times where again I'm just not replying just because I consider you a friend. So it's like if I leave you on red, because I have red receipts on. Yeah. So like if I leave you on red, I mean it's not like I'm trying to be disrespectful or anything. It's just like I consider you a friend. Like not what you're saying isn't important, but it's like all right, like I'm kind of over this conversation. Like I don't owe you a reply. Again, not in a mean way. It's not like I don't want to talk anymore, but like again, it's just like this topic isn't enough for me to like continue this conversation.
Exactly. Yeah. I think for me, I don't know how to tell somebody because I've tried the approach of just like not texting back that, and then they start to double text, and you're like, damn. I gotta be nice. For me, I think it's different too, because like the way women have to, and this is sad that we even have to do this, but the way we have to approach shit is like we can't be too mean to men because like you know men crazy. They shoot up your workplace. They they come find. No, for real. Like it's,
I get
reality.
It.
Like
yeah.
Literally, what was that big shooting? Was it Santa Barbara that the guy got mad because the women weren't interested in him or something? He like shot the place up.
I can believe it.
Like what? So it's stuff like that. It's like I want to be extra careful. So like I mean I've tried like the not texting back. I think I just flat out told him, like, look, we're friends. I see you as, like, my brother. And I know that like, broke his heart. But, like, it's true. If I see you as my
Was he
brother,
actually, like, your friend and your brother? Like, or was this, like, a random DM dive, y'all text, and you're just, like,
we, like,
we're
text,
friends?
we were hanging out. We, like, went out. And I was just, like,
But, so is it, sorry, I'm not trying to get off topic, but, like, is it technically friend zoning when it's, like, a random DM dive? Like, you haven't met this person in person and you're not really interested and you're like, oh, I'd rather like just be texting, you know, platonically, you know what I mean? Is that technically friend zone or is that just curving? Like,
I think that's
because we're not
curving.
friends.
I think that's just curving.
Okay.
Friend zone is like friends first. And I think that some people that you're like interested in, it's just flat out curving. If you're just like if a guy's like, I'm just not interested in you after we went on a date, okay, cool, no problem. But like
Right.
friend zone is like, no, I've known you for some time, like we hung out before, we were homies, yada yada yada,
Okay.
and then you were like flat out friends.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't know, like what I would have to just say it directly because I don't know how to dance around topics. I just have to like run into them head on and be
I
like,
mean, that's
yo.
the only way. And I feel like, though, you probably do the same thing I do. Like, again, when I say, like, oh, I'm sending, like, buddy and, like, oh, like, curving every attempt to hang out.
But some people don't get it.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
you can
And then
hit
you have...
somebody with the bus, and then they were like, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, and it's just like, I mean, but they kind of feel it. Again, the thing is, again, as somebody that's been in the friend zone, you can tell. Like,
Mhm.
you can tell, and like your time's coming, but you always have that just little bit of hope. Like,
Okay,
maybe
Obama.
no, I mean, I'm not even trying to sound like, maybe that sounds thirsty. I don't know, but like, I mean, we've all had crushes.
It's true.
Yeah, it's
your crush. Like, oh my god, like I can think of an example right now of like somebody that I was like attracted to when we were in college, and I was.
Are you
like,
doing names?
No, I'm not throwing names.
Oh, all right.
We're shaking the table, but not like that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm like, I'm attracted to this person, like whatever, but I just don't think that I'm their type. And then post grad, I was like, we just don't have to shoot the shot. Shot the shot, made it.
But
we're
that's because
shot.
you're not seeing that person every day now. So it's like,
True.
you get bold when you're not seeing that person every day.
And then also, like, you can easily just, like, distance yourself from that.
Yeah.
So if you're in college and you run into them at Stamp, if you run into them at Corners, it's
Bruh.
awkward.
Yeah.
But, like, an example of, like, you just got to leap, bro. And if you don't make it, you don't make it.
Oh yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Like,
Okay. Like,
it's true.
No, that's just so cliche. But, I mean, it is
But
true.
also,
like, you just got to do it.
At the end of the day, like, there are some shots that you take that you know you're not gonna make. Like,
yeah.
that.
Just like
Not you personally. I'm saying in
I
general.
agree. Period. Like just like reach schools. When we were applying to college, they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, apply to reach schools that you may not ever." You just
Yeah.
gotta do it.
Yeah,
bro.
sometimes some schools are fucking with the black card, so you
It
may
is
get
what
no.
it is. You just gotta be like, okay. So I mean, I don't know. If I don't want to hurt their feelings more, so I feel like it's inevitable. Like when friend zoning even comes into the picture, somebody's gonna get their feelings hurt,
Yeah,
and it's like you don't want it to be. Like you don't want to be the person that hurts that person, but it's like
if they're not getting it,
if they're not getting it, then you just have to just say it. You know what I'm saying? Like you just have to just be flat out like, yo, this is not. Because people don't take hints. Like I sometimes miss hints. Like somebody could drop 32 hints and I'll catch it after the 33rd.
Because again, I mean, if, in your example, because I mean, again, when you're in the friend zone, when you again, let's just call it what it is. You have a crush on that person. You're not trying to catch those hints. You're in denial when it comes to it. So,
bro, and that's funny because like I was taking notes. So I watched this video on YouTube. It was kind of dumb, but it was like funny. So it was saying the 5 stages of being in the friend zone, and the first stage is denial, which is so true because like you're in denial. You're like, oh no, that one time he brushed past my shoulder, like he did it on purpose. Like,
right.
No, it was crowded and he had nowhere else to go. It was rails night.
Man,
he was just trying
the rails night falling in love. Oh man.
And then the second step is anger. Like you're just angry at the situation. You're upset.
You're upset that they don't see that y'all would be perfect like you see
yes.
it. Even though your judgment is clouded. It's
clouded, and it's like you're in a fantasy world, and there's nothing that you can do to change their mind.
Right.
But the third step, bargaining, that's convincing them that you should, like, they should change their mind. Like, you should be with them.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I've seen a lot of people do that. Like, they're like, Lauren, like, you just don't, you're just not ready for a guy like me. And it's just like, bro, I don't want you. Like,
no, I don't know if I've ever done that, like,
said
that. But, like, I think my bargaining was more, like, especially, like, again, if it's annoying, like, this person is talking about, like, dates or like guys that have hurt them, again, like they're probably under 25, and you're just like, bro, like I'm literally, again, maybe this sounds like, oh, I'm a nice guy, but like you're like, they're telling you about how they've been hurt or whatever, and you're just like, bro, like literally I will take you to Red Lobster right now.
No, but I feel that. I think I do that more so like if I'm in conversation with my friends or like in my head, I'm like, but why can't you see blah, blah, blah. But I would never say that to them. I think that that's next level wild. That's setting yourself up to like be embarrassed at that point. And then the next step is funny. It's depression. Like realizing that the things that they were doing to you, like, I guess the signs coming back of like, damn, so she did this because she didn't fuck with me like that. She did this because she really didn't like me.
Yeah.
She showed me this guy's nudes so that I could stop. Like, random stuff like that. Like, that was the example in the video. Like, the girl was showing him a nude of someone else.
All right, hold on. guys, I'm
Like
gonna
a dick pic.
throw this out. If you're interested in a woman that's showing you a guy's nudes, then you just let her go, please. That's some next level simp behavior right there that I honestly can't justify.
I'm just saying, like, that was the example in the video. It was supposed to be extreme, so like people could
Oh,
laugh,
yeah.
Like, that was wild to me. And the guy was just like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty good size, like, penis." And she was just like moving along, like it was just awkward.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. So then you start to realize like all the signs were there. You just had rose-colored glasses on. You didn't see it.
Yeah.
And then the last one is obviously acceptance. I mean, for some people, it's like they just reject it completely. But like for me, it's okay. I'm dipping.
I mean, yeah, you definitely got to accept. I mean, again, I had I don't know, not telling on myself, but I had the biggest crush on like somebody like, you know, for close to like maybe year and a half, 2 years, like, you know, while I was still in school. And it was just like, you know, my acceptance just came when it was just like, all right, like, you know, once I graduate, because obviously you want to bigger and better things, you know, whatever. But, you know, I personally, I mean, I'll admit to it, I muted on social media, not unfollow, because, I mean, who cares? Like, I mean, it's not like I don't fuck with them. Like, but just mute, because, I mean, I don't want to see you, like, type thing, and, like, kind of, like, got over it from that. Like, you know, no number anymore, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because it's just like, if you're not trying to hang out, like, I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and you don't want to push that boundary. If someone's you don't. Yeah, no, I get that. Like, I would definitely mute somebody. I wouldn't block
the mute
them.
is, bro, the mute is the best thing, like, you could do. Especially the muting of the story, bro. You can forget about somebody so quickly when you mute their story.
Bruh. So somebody that, like, I had friend zone, like, ended up in a relationship, and they posted, and I was like, mute. Because they're one of those constant posters that have to prove like they're happy in a relationship. And I'm like, all right, bro. Like,
we all know those types.
Go ahead, dog. Like, but I think the moral of the story is like people put themselves in the friend zone sometimes, and then also like people try to get themselves out. And this just goes on to the next topic because someone was asking me like, do you have advice for people getting out of the friend zone? And it's like, if you can't find a way to make yourself more attractive, there's nothing else that you can do.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
But, like, that's the fact. Like we said, 99% of the time, the person's just not attracted to you. You could be the juiciest peach in the world, and there's always going to be somebody that doesn't like peaches. There's always going to be somebody that's allergic to peaches. Maybe they're just not a fruit guy. It is what it is, bro, and that is life. So you just have to accept it. Like, think about it. If every person that you tried to talk to was like, oh, John, like, I want you. You know, like, that would be over.
If you were Drake, basically.
Okay.
I mean, I personally don't know any women that would deny Drake. That's that's my go-to. So.
I mean, but there's some people that are just like, I don't like light-skinned men. I don't like.
But they like his bank account. So
okay, all right. But I'm just saying, like, there's always gonna be somebody that's like, that person's not my type, and then there's gonna be somebody like, that's my girl, that's my guy. So
yeah,
it is what it is. Like, I mean, rarely that there's a situation where you get friend zoned and then that person decides like years later that they, you know, want to get married to you, they propose, whatever. That's rare. I get the whole high school sweetheart thing, or like, you know, we dated in college and now 5 years later we decided to date again. Okay, that happens. But I'm like, for me, no. If you're in the friend zone, you're in the friend zone.
Yeah.
It's not like, it is what it is. Like, I don't think, because then I feel like we were just talking about this in the newsroom, like, say you decide to, you know what, I'm going to give this person a chance. I'm going to get them out of the friend zone. I'm going to go on a date with them, just see how it is. At some point, the thing that made you put them into the friend zone is going to come back out, and you're going to be like, that's exactly why I did what I did.
Yep.
Because that's what happened to me. Mm-hmm. I did the same. Friend zone somebody, agree to go out on some dates with them. By the third date, I was like, bro, this is why. Because you're annoying.
Right.
Like, it makes so much sense. Like, we can't both be annoying. I would rather be the annoying one, and then you, like, take a break.
Yeah.
Like, we can't both be annoying.
It's definitely going to come back up.
Or
I agree.
Or they start acting like a simp. Or they start, like, being too clingy and, like, they want to talk to you all the time, want to FaceTime you. For me, that makes me want to friend zone somebody if you're, like, super clingy, because I'm such an independent person. Like, people who are codependent disgust me. Like, I cannot do it. And so, like, that just makes me want to be like, no. Find somebody that can cuddle with you.
Yeah. Because there's somebody out there for everybody. So it's like,
all the time.
And the thing is, but people, like, again, like, if it isn't right there in front of them then and now, like, you know what I'm saying, then they're not going to believe it.
Like,
Yeah.
people, you chase after something and it's like you finally think you're going to get it. And then when you get it, it's going to be like, she not rocking with you like that, bro.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you can't force someone to like you. And I say that all the time. Like, it's a
And you
reminder
can't
to
help.
myself,
You
too.
can't help who you like.
That's true.
Which is why I give the women under 25 some pass.
It has nothing to do with age. Bro.
Okay.
There are people who are older than us who still have this problem of like.
But it's a smaller percentage.
No, John, where are you getting these numbers from?
It's
Show me the receipts.
data. It's data. Data.
Show me the data. Please.
John work hard data.
No, for real. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's no way to avoid being in the friend zone.
There isn't. It's out of your control.
Even if your friends and family are like, this is the person you need to be with because they have X, Y, and Z. It's like, yo, if I don't like hummus, there's nothing that anyone on this planet can do to convince me to like hummus. I will never like hummus. I'll never eat hummus again. I don't want to be near hummus. It is what it is. It's just a preference.
But you would eat hummus.
John, you know my hummus story. I'm never.
You
eating
wouldn't
hummus.
starve to death if hummus was the only thing.
No, I would literally rather die.
Oh my goodness.
That moral of the story is that person is just not going to get around to choosing you. And if they do, it's going to be like 12% of the time.
Hopefully it's not because they're settling or they're desperate. You got to be careful of that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because I feel like sometimes in that instance, people are settling if they decide. Because it's like, they clearly just told you or they showed signs that they weren't interested in you, that all of a sudden they're interested in you. Why not be wary of that?
I'm not, blowing up any spots or whatever, but I mean, one of our mutual friends, did that to me, I guess our sophomore year. But yeah, basically curved me, and then a couple months later came back. You'll cut this out, I guess. But
wait, no, hold on, I gotta pause it. Sorry, we had a brief interruption.
Oh man,
but that's true. But then she eventually told us, like, this is why. Like, I realized that this is why I friend zone this person is because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
and it all makes sense.
Yeah,
then. She gave it a shot, and then she was like,
yeah. Well, you let her know it's gotten bigger since. So if that,
what?
I'm just.
Yo, there are people's moms that.
Oh man.
I hope your mom is listening. No, it's true. It is what it is. So what happens if you're the person that realizes you've been friend zoned,
right?
But you can't, or we think you've been friend zoned. Let's say that you're under the assumption that you've been friend zoned, but you can't tell how they feel. What do you do? That's a hard one because I don't know.
That's a tough one because
it's an assumption. You have nothing to go off of. It's just feelings.
Especially if they're one of those people where it's like they're sending the friend vibe sometimes, but other times they're sending the
mixed signals.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. I always take mixed signals as a no because I feel like this. If you like somebody, you're going to show it and you're not going to confuse them. If at any point you feel confused in a situation, I just take that as no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like something in my
like you shouldn't be flip flopping if you like somebody because then you really don't like them.
Men are like literal direct people when it comes to what they like. Like if a man likes something, he's not afraid to tell you that he likes it.
Okay.
And I feel like for you, like if someone said, John, what's your type? You would tell me. You would know. You would have like a description. You would have a woman in mind,
right?
Whether it's a celebrity or someone we know,
right?
You know what I'm saying? For women, it's like, oh, if he's tall, if he's
creative. He has to be over 6 feet, even though she's 5'3". So.
I'm just saying.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
But for women, it's more general because we're the ones that are more willing to like expand our thought and be open minded. But men are like, this is the kind of woman I like. This is the body type I like. Whatever. Like they're very specific.
Yeah.
And so it's like if someone's showing you mixed signals, I just feel like then that's a no because they're confused.
I can agree with that.
We're not both about to be confused.
Right.
Either you know what you want and you figure it out and come back, or don't come back, or just leave it alone.
But again, you have clouded judgment if you assume you're in the friend zone because you're like, oh, because you're reading those in the mixed signals. You're reading those flirtatious vibes stronger than you're reading the friend vibes. You're like, oh, okay, maybe they're having an off day.
Because of denial.
Right, exactly. Oh, maybe they're having an off day when they're calling you like friend and like not trying to hang out. But then when they're like you're flirting and like they're like, oh, like how you like sending you like fitting room like pictures or whatever of like this new dress they want to get in. Obviously, like it's a deep like cleavage cut, whatever.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh well, shit. Like
stuff like that. But again, mixed signals.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Evil world we live in.
I just say take them as a no. It's easier to assume that something is not happening than it is. Because if it's not, then you'd be like, okay, I'm wrong. And then it's still a good situation. Like, okay, you assume you're in the friend zone and you're wrong. They're actually attracted to you. They just don't know how to communicate it.
But then y'all wasting time.
But okay, yeah, we're wasting time. But the thing is, you can come back from that. You can easily recover, fumble the ball, pick it up, make a touchdown. However, if you assume that someone is interested in you and your dumbass got friend zone, then you look dumb.
Yeah.
So I would rather just be like, oh, they're not into me. And then have them be like, no, Lauren, I am. Than to be like, oh my God, he's so into me. And then he'd be like, don't ever talk to me again.
Right, yeah. Then you look,
Then you look dumb. So honestly, if you're bold enough to say like, I want to get out of the friend zone, not like that, but like if you're bold enough to tell them, then I say just shoot.
You gotta shoot.
Shoot the shot, bro. Worst thing that can happen is okay, like you lose your friend.
But again,
like,
for the gentlemen out there, like you have to, like, there are some shots you know that you're not gonna make.
Yeah,
like,
agreed. For women too.
Let's be real. I mean, I don't. Again, medium ugly. So, but like you know, like
you can tell. So
you gotta be real with yourself.
That's true. You gotta be real with yourself too, and then also you have to realize that like if you're building a friendship with somebody, once you cross that barrier, and you can't go back. Once you draw that line in the sand, like you can't come back from that. So once you try to jump out the friend zone, it's no like, oh, I'm gonna tuck it back, I'm gonna calm down.
No, you can't because it's weird.
She already knows.
She knows you want to.
She know you want to smash. She know you want to be with her, and now at this point, it's like.
Right. She's like, why am I going out one-on-one with a guy that wants to smash, but I don't want to do anything?
Right.
You know?
Because
like that's just weird.
Either she feels the same way and she's with it, or it is what it is. I mean, yeah, people like attention, people like flirting, people like whatever. But when it comes to like a clear-cut line like that, like, bro, once you're there, you can't come out.
Yeah.
So moral of the story is, y'all just gotta find the people that want to win you as much as you want to win them. And that's just gonna have to be it, because this is too much. This whole friend zone thing, like, I'm stressed.
Yeah. It's like,
this
again,
makes
we've
me
said
not want
this.
to shoot my shot, because if somebody friend zone me, I'll be like, well, I just did a whole episode on this, and now it applies to me again.
But I mean, again, guys, we experience it way more than y'all do. Like, like it's just, women can literally just wake up and say, oh, I want to fool around with a guy. And again, 99% of the time, he's going to be with it. Like,
that's true. That's true.
Medium ugly, the percentage is much smaller. So
come on with the percentages.
No,
but that's true. It is easier for women. Women can be in the friend zone, yes, but it's easier for us because like we could still get what we want, and the men can still get what they want, and then whatever.
Just quick side note with not side note, it goes with the topic, but just for a little hope out there for the guys. Somebody that I've been friends with actually 12 years dating. So it can happen. Like,
you're dating?
Huh?
You're dating them?
Yeah. So,
what?
I mean, but I'm saying like we've been friends for 12 years. I mean, not that whole time, but
who is
like,
this?
No, me and we've known each other for.
Oh, we said names. Don't shake at the table.
I mean,
it's okay. I'll bleep it out. John, thank you so much for being here. Yay. Okay, this is so awkward.
No, I mean, yeah, thank you for having me, Lauren. You know, I've always wanted to come on here and share my thoughts, especially, you know, facts. I wanted to give your listeners facts, especially about women under 25. Okay. But they are already.
Just say you hate women and go.
I don't hate women. I'm a nice guy.
Okay, you know what? On that note, cue the out music. Reporting live from the friend zone. It's your girl, Lo. Bye, guys. See you next week.